Another day, another clown car rollout for the incoming shit show that is the Trump administration pump. Who is on the agenda today?
Well, since Attorney General Sexual Predator in Chief appointee Matt Gaetz is no longer in the running, I thought I'd focus my attention on Pete Hegseth, who we know is Fox News weekend anchor. That's his claim to fame. He was in the military, but he was kind of shunned by the military because of his white supremacy tattoos and has been very, very critical of the military and their woke ideals. So there have been credible claims of sexual abuse against Mr. Hegseth, as coming as no shock to anyone, given that the president-elect is an adjudicated rapist and all the other things, grab him by the pussy, blah, blah. So in 2017, Mr. Hegseth was a speaker at the Women's Republican Convention, which I just find that he goes to this convention in Monterey, California. He gets shit-faced. He starts playing grab ass with women that don't like it. Then one woman tells him she's very offended by his grab ass play. According to the police report, so I'm getting this information from the police report, she then is fuzzy on what the details are, but she has a clear recollection of being in his hotel room, his dog tags in her face while he ejaculates on her stomach. She goes to the police. They perform a rape kit. 2 other women come forward about his behavior playing grab ass at the Women's Republican Convention. His response to this is, well, it was consensual. I don't know very many women that go to the hospital and endure a rape kit and make a police report if it was consensual. I find this to be abhorrent, and yet at the same time, right on brand with the incoming Trump administration. Nobody gives a shit about women. Nobody wants to believe women. I feel like it's a direct backlash to the Me Too movement, and in vein of, white men are so powerful. I am sick about this. You are telling me that there's no one other than this Fox News host that's been in the military with white supremacy tattoos that is capable of running the Department of Defense, even though he has zero experience, than somebody that has been alleged to have raped a woman after she has been roofied? Are you fucking kidding me? This is the United States of America. This is where we are.
That is the perfect appointee for this guy. I watched him for the last 9 years. I listened to his campaign. I'm going to support women whether they like it or not. Trump is Trump. His appointees are his appointees. I want to shift my gears to the women out there that vote for this shit. That is the cancer that this man has injected into people. And I specifically want to focus on women who have children of breeding age or women that are breeding age themselves, that think this is cute and fun and neat, that think this is, my husband tells me that, it's really good for our tax policies. And so, I know he's kind of a dick, but I'm just going to go ahead and vote for Trump for the policies. There are no policies. There were never any policies. This is a complete narcissist. So why are you okay with this? Why are you okay voting for this? The military, this was the party that was rah-rah, sis boom bah, lost their fucking minds when Colin Kaepernick took a knee, which is peacefully protesting. This is downright almost violent to appoint this man to the United States military to run it. I saw a video of this guy. He's been on all these bro podcasts for the last 2 years. I'm talking like far right militia shit. He went to Harvard, this guy. And so he does this video in his office and he goes, this right here is my gun range certificate. My Harvard diploma used to be there, but I sent it back. This is a guy that's graduated from Harvard that's bragging about sending his Harvard diploma back. I mean, this is just like the age of stupidity and unenlightenment, and tens of millions of Americans are stupid.
Yeah,
I'm just going to say it. They're stupid, and they like stupid leaders. They like the sexual allegation shit. They don't give a shit. How could any man that has a daughter vote for this shit? Because what? I just really like the Republican tax policies. Fuck off. I'm so sick of this shit. I'm so sick. We live in the Bible Belt where these people are, oh my God, the moral high ground, the family values.
Family values.
That guy, I think he's had an affair on every wife he's had. He has like 7 kids with 3 different baby mamas. I don't give a shit about
4
that.
baby mamas, 3 wives.
Because I'm not a religious hypocrite. But according to all of these, like take our governor, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Stitt. He's all about, we need to support men and families. Well, okay, which family should the Secretary of Defense, which family should he support there? What about Donald Trump, your guy? So they just talk about these religious Republicans. All they talk about is family values, DEI, trans people. That's it. That's their policy platform. And then they trot out whenever they want to, we're for faith and family and freedom. It's bullshit. They're lying liars. Every last one of them are liars. They're all liars. And I want the Democrats to come out and say, this person's a liar. Moses Mike Johnson is a liar. He's a hypocrite. We all know Donald Trump is a liar. The thing that's going to be interesting to see is this. A lot of people try to trot out Trumpism, but it doesn't work.
Right.
It works with Trump for some reason. You saw Ron DeSantis, Kitten Hills, try to be a big Trump guy and he face planted. He wears little white boots and his little booster shoes. Total face plant. Nobody liked him. Everybody hated him. J.D. Vance, he tried to trot it all out. Nobody likes him. Everybody hated him. But they like Trump so much that they're willing to go along with that VP pick. So Trump's 78. He's not a spring chicken. He's going to die at some point.
He doesn't look healthy right now.
And so what happens after this? Who fills that void of immorality and like this gaslighting vacuum that all these people live in?
That's a great question. And I don't know the answer to that because I'm with you. I don't think that J.D. Vance can fill those shoes. He doesn't have the charisma. I have really given it a lot of thought. I think the reason people make moral carve-outs for Trump, the American people, not the Republican enablers, is because he was on TV. It's as simple as that. They think he's this brilliant businessman because this TV show took a broken, dead-ass broke, bankruptcy filing guy and made it look like he was a business genius. And people believe what they see on TV. And he was on there for 12 years. So he has the pop culture phenomenon going for him. People tell me he's charismatic and even can be funny and clever. I've not seen that, but I believe that people believe that. So I don't see a person running up to fill that void who has the charisma and the ability to make people just forget about morals, forget about ethics, forget about integrity, accept lies, hate facts, all the things. I don't think it's J.D. Vance. I don't think it's Kitten Heels.
I think that, yes, I think that's a component of it, that he is a con man.
Right.
But beneath that, a more nuanced thing that I think that people like him is the tribalism, the racism.
The meanness.
They like the racism. You have rural Americans that really aren't around immigration much.
Right.
And they are, if you ask them, what are you concerned about? I'm so concerned about the border. And we're talking to somebody maybe that like lives in rural South Dakota. Okay. And they live in a very homogenous world. When you look at where all of the blue votes are, all of the people that live in these cities live around diversity and they like it and their life is enhanced from it and they embrace it and it's cool to have a conversation. Where are you from? Oh, I like your accent, blah, blah, blah. And you see them as human. But these people out in rural America, all they have And Barack Obama brilliantly said it, and they, lost their minds because they're such snowflakes on the right. They cling on to guns and religion. And that is 100% true. That's exactly what they cling on to. Any MAGA person that you talk to especially in our state, 100%, they're religious and a gun nut.
Right. And worried about immigrants.
And there's probably some that are the exception, but the overwhelming majority. And all of this is so baked into this culture. But for me, the problem is it starts with the religion. It sets the psychological soil for them to fall prey to all this shit, because Christianity is a fear-based religion. If you don't do what God wants you to do, you're going to burn in hell forever. That's the consequence of not being a good little Christian boy or girl. How did Donald Trump campaign? If you don't vote for me, you've got a hole in your head, and we're under attack. We're under siege. They say, Stephen Miller says on day one, after Donald Trump is sworn in, we're liberating America. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
What are you talking about? I mean, it's so, again, I go back to it's exhausting, but this is the intended consequence of fascist tactics to just wear you down and wear you down and wear you down. And I see all these people that are so mad and so worried about all of these things that don't impact their lives.
Right.
Like all these people that are worried about trans restrooms have probably never met a trans person in their entire lives.
Never even seen one, because there's less than 1% of trans individuals in the population.
Yet they make a complete carve out for all of these pedophiles in churches. And they're not even remotely concerned about that at all, but they're wildly concerned about these imaginary instances where they're in a bathroom and they get attacked by a trans person. And here's what I have to say. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. It's an extraordinary claim to say that a church facilitated and covered up child rape for decades. That requires extraordinary evidence. And there has been extraordinary evidence that happened. In the instance of trans people attacking women in restrooms, I have yet to find one case of this. And so until then, you're just being a dick for no good reason. And they tried to marginalize gay people during the George W. Bush administration. But I'm kind of jumping all over the place here, but all of this stuff about Democrats being wusses, I remember it clearly when John Kerry ran against George W. Bush, and Dick Cheney and George W. Bush got deferments for their military records. And this is a post 9/11 election. And John Kerry got a Purple Heart, served. He was a combat veteran. And they demeaned and swift-boated him. And he barely responded to it. He should have been on stage saying, are you kidding me? This guy that got deferments, whose daddy got him off the hook. George W. Bush was out there getting DUIs and doing cocaine and is a frat boy trust fund baby, and he's demeaning my military record. Are you freaking kidding me? But he didn't. It was this nuanced liberal approach that we're going to in a very intellectual way show the American public this. You want to get rural America? Point out the trust fund baby that's around doing blow, getting DUIs, that's demeaning the actual combat veteran. We learned zero lesson from that. Zero lesson from that. And then we've got Donald Trump out here doing an insurrection, and nobody charges him with a crime. We have him stealing our new codes and taking him down to Mar-a-Lago in his horribly decorated bathroom. And we don't have, him in bracelets interrogating him. I mean, it's just, I can't even take it.
No, it's so upsetting.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
It's so